Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10. And on the ground they go with the running back. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. A big chunk on the ground there, 27 yards.
You can script and diagram plays all you want, but no one really envisioned something like that happening this early in the game. How about that run to get things started? Didn't he win NFC Player of the Week last week?
Yeah, he was on fire a week ago, and what a start to this one.
Yeah, no sign of him cooling down at all.
They'll get it to the 23-yard line. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1. Last week we saw a rarity. He was over 200 yards on the ground, and they lost. So we'll see if they can get more carries like that and win this week.
And that was interesting watching the game tape, wasn't it? Because it was hard to register while we watched him pile up that yardage and create those nice runs that they didn't win the football game. But that doesn't mean changing what you do. Continue to feed him the football.
Now a first carry for their fullback. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving.
They've definitely established a rhythm on this drive, moving the ball quite well. And big man with football is an integral part of the whole thing.
A first trip to the red zone for the Bears. They've got a 1st and 10 at the 15. Now a handoff to Davis. And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
Looks like they're establishing a pretty good pattern here because they've been very heavy in the running game on the last 4 plays.
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth. So far, 4 plays in this drive, all 4 on the ground. And they'll run it here. And he's going to work this one down to about the 5. Call it an 8-yard gain. Much better shape now on 3rd and just a yard.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Davis, he'll try to run for it. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Chicago. A great play there. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Bears have taken the early lead. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. Now the Vikings offense gets set to take over here. And to be frank, they're just in a tough spot. It's only November, already eliminated from playoff contention. I know their fan base doesn't want to hear that, but that's the case. What are they fighting for now going forward?
You know exactly what they're fighting for. Is that word that some people don't want to hear, but it's pride.
Draft. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was going to go draft, but pride's better, right?
Well, you know something? You're right, because that's part of it, but that's 2 different mindsets. That's front office.
And his first carry, he loses the football. But a Viking was able to corral this one, and Minnesota will keep possession.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. In on the stop, the former Georgia Bulldog, Roquan Smith.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Patterson is going to flip one out here to his running back. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains. Looking to throw. Patterson. Now he's going to throw deep back over the middle. Oh, so close to an interception. Read that beautifully. Got his hands on it. Couldn't get it. And it's 2nd down. I know he wants to get his team back in the game, but a 50-50 ball right there that maybe was a little questionable.
Yeah, he's pretty lucky to get that one back. I think that sometimes these quarterbacks play with a lot of confidence that borders on arrogance, and that can put your team in some Dutch.
Yeah, especially maybe want to look at some safer routes after the pit. Oh, he caught it up, and I think the Bears have recovered. They have. Well, he did what he's known for. He made the catch, then he turned into a runner, took the contact, and coughed it up.
And all I remember as a player, when they catch the ball, when those acrobatic guys catch it, you have to make them pay sometimes. You have to put it on them, big tackle, knock the ball free. Anything you can do to slow them down.
They begin with a run by Davis, and he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards, and that'll make it second and a foot or so. Clock rolling as we hit the midway point of this first quarter. They'll run it now out of the gun. The 20. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. That one good for 33 and a first.
Well, they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. I believe that they've done that here in the first quarter.
So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down. And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. A great effort there. Hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Bears will add on to their lead. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. The Vikings offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. And last time the turnover on the fumble, and they were in enemy territory, so that had to be very frustrating. Down on the scoreboard here, can't do it again.
You nailed every part of what was frustrating. Down on the scoreboard, had a drive going, had pushed it past the 50-yard line, so they thought they were in striking distance, and to come away with nothing, not a good feeling at all, to put it mildly. Now they can't afford to do that again.
Yeah, now can they get that bad taste out of their mouth here? Off the play fake. Patterson rolling to his right. Now he's going to throw deep right side. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down.
What I loved about meeting with these coaches before the game is we didn't even have to ask any questions. They told us that they were going to be aggressive and push the ball downfield. They weren't successful on that play, but look for them to try it again later.
Throwing again. Patterson taking a shot here for Marshall. And they went for a big play through the air on second down. Couldn't connect. Now it's third.
Even the greats in this game, and he certainly qualifies as one of them, they're going to have trouble if they continue to throw into double coverage.
He better be careful. Throwing into too much double coverage might have a couple of them picked off. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Operating from the gun. Patterson. Pressure, and he's taken down. A Bear sack.
Well, someone's been up to the task so far in this game. They are already up a couple of scores, Brandon, and guess what? I think they're just going to pin their ears back now and get upfield and get after the quarterback.
It's such an impressive first half to get that lead. And this will be taken at the 13. A good return there. Call it 13 yards. And the Bears take over. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on first down. And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick first down. One thing's for sure, this defense has to figure out how to stop the ground game. He's eating them up here in the first quarter.
It looks like they have to go to different forces, aren't they? The conventional things aren't working too well. So I remember a coach of mine saying way back when a back's having a great game, you've got to get the ball out of his hands. See how far he can run without the ball. And what he meant was takeaways, knock it loose, because maybe you can't just stop him with just regular tackling.
That one good for 16, and the drive will continue. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Looking left side, it's complete. He's got it. And he's going to get this inside the 30. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling.
A lot of tight ends just use their size and their strength, try to occupy some space and kind of body people away and catch the football. But not this guy. He's a refined route runner. Makes me wonder if he took some dance classes in his background with his footwork.
A first down carry for Davis. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
On second down, Davis. And he's going to be brought down by the face mask. Here come the flags. This is going to get him a first down. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
So the face mask, quite a blessing there as they'll start out of harm's way with a 1st and 10. Now a handoff looking right. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down. Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown. A great play there with touchdown number 2 in the game and now 11 on the year. And the Bears will extend their lead. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Vikings offense now heading out to take over. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. To throw on second down. Patterson buying time to his left. He's got a man complete. Back now with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Second quarter begins with the Vikings holding the football, and they've got it here with a first down. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
Watch him now, Barney. Watch him now, Barney.
Off play action. Patterson. Flush to his right. He's going to let it go deep for Mitchell. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off inside the 10. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
I think that interception happened for 2 reasons. Quarterback gets outside the pocket and panics a little bit. And receiver doesn't make sure he's absolutely in an open spot. There's a guy lurking, took the ball from him.
So don't wave your arms, right, as a receiver if you're not wide open.
Got to know that you're open. Otherwise, just don't do it.
And strong running there gets this up over the 15-yard line. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. And they'll go with a ground attack here. And they'll get him down here at the 23. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. 12 yards there as they move the chains.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense, because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
Detroit! Detroit!
On play action, they'll throw. And too much juice. It'll be out of bounds, incomplete.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35. Here's a give to Davis. And unable to get downhill there as he'll take this up to about the 37. He only got a couple on that one, so not a ton of help. They'll have a 3rd and 8 forthcoming.
They don't want it, fellas. They don't want it. Keep playing hard. Detroit! Detroit!
He'll drop to throw. Being chased out left. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. 2 yards is all they'll get on the completion. It's 4th down. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. This will be fielded at the 17. A good return there, 17 yards. And the Vikings will take over here, 1st and 10. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Watch him now, Barney! Barney! Back 99 Philly, here we go!
They begin the drive with Hill. And he'll get this only up to about the 35. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Gone! 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 56! Spike 56!
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Patterson steps away to his left. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And I think the Bears have recovered. They have.
With no running backs in the backfield to help pass protect, all the receivers in their patterns, these are going to be hot routes. If they sense a blitz or pressure on the quarterback, they've got to be prepared to break routes off early and get the football. In this case, never even had a chance. They popped the ball free in the backfield.
Gone! 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 Gone!
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Might have gotten this one down to the 28, and that's all. Only a yard on the pickup there, so it leaves them needing a conversion here on 3rd and a tough 9.
Lucky 56. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
But we always talk about how you've got to be quick when you go through your progressions, and here's another prime example. Trying to look downfield, he was standing in the pocket, but just couldn't find anyone open, could he?
No, not enough time. They hit him and forced that incompletion. So they recovered the fumble, but ultimately could not take advantage of the short field.
Definitely a lost opportunity right there. I mean, they were in prime position to put 6 on the board. Ended up settling for 3.
This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again. And last time they coughed it up. Led to a field goal. They're fortunate that it only led to a field goal, but still, they're not happy about it.
Could you sense the relief, though, when they only gave up the field goal? And they were able to trot back out on the field and start this drive. A little more pep in their step because they didn't cost their team a touchdown. But they know they've got to do it a lot better than they did on the last possession.
The coach will just be relieved, though, if they recoup with a score here, right?
I think the coach would be ecstatic to see them pick themselves back up and now take it downfield and punch in the end zone without turning it over.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. To throw on 2nd down. Patterson dancing to his left. Now he's going to let it go deep left side. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
And attempted a deep ball there. They didn't get it. But, boy, they're going to need a few of those to actually hit in order to get back into this game.
Good thing they do have a little bit of time here still left in the contest. Decent-sized deficit, but not one that they can't manage. To throw on 3rd down. Patterson. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. Give him 8 on the play, and it'll be 4th down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends.
And for the 3rd time here this half, it's intercepted. Picked off at the 30. And they will take over at the 26-yard line.
It's just been one mistake after another on the offensive side of the ball. That's now 3 interceptions to go along with 2 fumbles for them. And if you're going to turn the ball over 5 times in a game, your chances to win have to be about 100 to 1. And it's not looking good for them here.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
They'll drop to throw. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off down near the 5. And the return goes up to his own 17-yard line. They're trying to resurrect his confidence. Last week was a disaster. 5 interceptions in that loss, and another pick there.
I played with a quarterback like this before, and he had a tough game, and the head coach said, I'll take him, I'll fix him. The very next game, he started out the exact same way. The head coach turned to the offense coordinator and said, he's yours from now on. Someone has to take responsibility.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off at the 28, and they're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line.
Detroit! Detroit! Back 99 Philly, here we go!
And they'll go on the ground. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 6, and it'll set them back for 2nd down. And on the ground they go with the running back. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. Call it a gain of 13 yards on the play. And that'll bring up a 3rd down. The Bears on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 3. And they'll run it here. Oh, and they had him stopped short of the first, but a penalty marker down. And that looked like a clear face mask to me. 2 minutes to go here in the first half. More from Minneapolis after this. So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. 1st and 10. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Finding a safety valve here. That's complete. Call it a 3-yard gain, and it'll make it a 2nd down.
Well, it's tough to be a defender in today's NFL because there's so many things to account for in today's passing game, including the back sneaking out of the backfield. Not quite as bad as a turkey bowl where you have that center-eligible stuff, but still a lot of guys to account for.
Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Pope, and he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be 3rd down. The Bears on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. Back to throw. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. Well, one thing's for sure, they're still taking their shots downfield, even with a big lead.
No, I think it's way too early to go into a shell, so I like what they're doing. Continue to take your shots. Continue to be aggressive. It's not their job to slow themselves down.
And a nice special teams job here. This is going to be down inside the 10 at the 7-yard line. And now out comes Minnesota. And last time, one play interception. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling. Because a one-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback you got a little confidence in him, and let him fling another one.
Off the play fake. Patterson. They'll roll him out right. To the right side, it's caught by Mitchell. And they work this out past the 25. And now we won't see a play on first down. We're going to get a timeout instead. As they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half.
Detroit! Detroit!
Throwing on first down. Patterson. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off at the 40. And he will score. Touchdown, Chicago. That pick six extending this lead even further. Boy, it's been a while since I've seen a team struggle this badly in the first half.
I think all they want to do is get to the locker room, try and regroup, and come out to start the third quarter. But if things don't improve fast then, I think the backups get a lot of play in the second half.
This is taken about 7 yards deep. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. And now out comes Minnesota. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Detroit! Detroit!
Throwing after the interception. Patterson. That's out to Hill. Right side complete. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here. As the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. This quarterback now has hit on just 7 of 17 passes, 41%. Back to throw. Patterson. And that is incomplete. Down to 15 seconds now. They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10.
Detroit! Detroit!
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Patterson. He sets to fire deep. And that is incomplete. 7 seconds remaining. They were looking for Marshall that time. 3rd down here. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. From the gun, Patterson escaping the pressure right. Now he's going to throw it deep to the other side of the field. And this one is incomplete. So we reach halftime with the visiting Bears out on top here. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, set to resume. Here we go with the second half. The Bears holding the lead and ready to receive the kick. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. So here's the Bears offense now as they get set to start this third quarter. They had a big first half. Now they have a chance to add to that lead here in the opening possession of the second half.
And everyone always asks about halftime adjustments, kind of the key phrase. What did you do at halftime? Well, the way they ran offense in the first half, I think they were very calm, congratulatory, But also what they were saying is, don't expect them to be the same on defense. They'll be the ones making the adjustments. Let's see what they do, and we'll attack accordingly.
And we'll see how they attack here. Throw left side complete. That's Pope. And he'll go down just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. The reception good for 7. It's third down.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tougher, guys trying to get to the football.
That his first catch so far. They've held him under wraps, but he's got a first down there.
Now, that was pretty. They executed that curl route versus zone coverage, and that changes things a little bit because against man, it's often a tight curl, tight, sharply run route. Against zone, you're just looking for that open spot, that dead area, so you may curl it a little bit wider just to get to that place.
And usually a tight window. He fired a bullet in there for the completion. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
And they'll try the ground game here with a running back. So he fought off the tackle, and that effort gives him the first before he's brought down. They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues. From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. They keep it on the ground. This time it's Davis, and he's got it across the midfield stripe and into Viking territory. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's able to get this one down to about the 40. It'll be a gain of 5, but still about 3 yards shy of the first down marker, and now it's third down.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Looking to throw. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. A gain of 4 that time as the drive continues.
Right, now,
so from the 36 now, 1st and 10. And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. He lost 6 there on the first down play.
Hey, a lot of points have been scored in this game, but what a nice play by the defense. Stepping up on that one. Maybe they'll get things going in their direction after a play like that.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. Marshall, the intended receiver, and it's third down.
But has not been the best game for him, but he definitely tried to get by with a little help from his friend there, trying to create a big play.
Couldn't do it, fell incomplete, but you're right, hasn't been a banner game here in the second half, just trying to get going.
Big thing is trying to keep confidence up and continue to fire.
And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. It's a gain of 5 on the play, and it'll bring up a 4th down. And this will split the uprights. It's right down the middle, and they're well on their way now as the lead grows even larger. So they get 3, certainly hoping for 6 after a 13-play drive.
So you console yourself on defense by saying you did your job, right? If they go 13 plays, you only give up a field goal, you did a nice job there. But here's the other part. 13 plays, you don't force any mistakes, you don't take the ball away. Maybe that's the way they should look at it.
They start the drive on the ground with Hill. And he'll get this one up to the 26. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Patterson. Forced out to his left. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Defense went 3-4. They got some push from the inside.
And this is something in a 3-4 you don't normally get because the nose tackle who got the sack, he's usually responsible or ends up getting double-teamed and sometimes triple-teamed. How about him working his way back and putting the big guy on the ground?
Throwing on 3rd and long. Patterson. Trying to lay one up deep. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. A big 30-yard play on 3rd.
Detroit!
Off play action. Patterson. He'll buy some time right. On the shuffle pass, and it's complete. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down.
Well, the strategy was evident there. Get it to your tight end and make it a one-on-one play with a cornerback. Who's usually going to win that one?
The tight end, but not there.
Not in this situation. How about the corner defeating that logic and making a really nice tackle?
Eluding the pressure right. Now he'll let it go deep right side. And now here's another interception. Picked off at the 21. And they're going to take over right there at the 22-yard line. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. On 1st down, Patterson flushed out right. That is caught inside the 5. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. That one goes for 24 yards. Operating from the gun. Patterson, flush to his right. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
To throw on 2nd down. Patterson escaping the pressure right. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete.
Well, to say that this has not been his game is probably a big understatement. I mean, he is all over the place. Mechanics are off, not accurate, except if you're playing on defense because they picked off a good number of passes.
Yeah, all the INTs, but they're throwing it off his back foot. Pressure coming, just chucking it downfield. He can't do that right now.
No, you can't do that at all. And I think one of the hardest things for a guy having a day like this one is to find a way to just...
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys.
Oh, they get to the football. It's blocked.
Well, that field goal block pretty much sums up the day for them, doesn't it?
Boy, it really does. What's the word we often use? Symptomatic. It's just been a sign of how this one's gone.
Give a lot of credit to the guys who got in and blocked the kick. They've had the advantage all game, and they continue to press it.
Davis. And he'll get 2, maybe 3, up near the 37.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
Gone! Detroit!
They'll set up a throw. Eluding the pressure right. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Reuben Foster picks it. And it's a big turnover there on the final play of the quarter. And we return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis. Now a first down carry. It's Hill. And he's got it across midfield and into Bear territory. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down. Seems pretty obvious defensively a key was stopping the run game. How have they done it so successfully?
To me, it seems that these guys really did a nice job of paying attention during the scouting report meeting. And you know, Brandon, when they do those, they talk about the top plays that these guys like to run. The best runs for the top running back, those are the ones you focus on and want to take away. And they've done that pretty successfully in this game.
Again, it's Hill. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a third down. And the trend continues here in the fourth like it was in the first, second, and third. He's had nowhere to run.
And you're probably thinking to yourself, why do they keep feeding him the football? Well, they trust him first and foremost. They do believe that over time he might actually pop one of these runs. But bottom line is, he takes care of the ball well for them, so they'll keep handing it to him.
Meanwhile, on third down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete. A critical one here if they're going to have any shot at this thing. So they'll go for it on fourth down. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. Flushed out right. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And he's going to get this inside the 30. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on fourth. On first and 10, Patterson flush to his right. Wide open receiver complete. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards.
They talk about mobility on quarterbacks all the time. Here's where it really pays off. Able to move, evade, and is accurate throwing on the run. And
he's got his man. It's taken in for a Viking touchdown. Hunter Henry, his first touchdown on the year. And the Vikings are able to cut into that deficit. The extra point splits the uprights, and the lead drops from 34 down to 27. Butker now to kick this one away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. The Bears offense now heading back out onto the field. And, Charles, we are in the midst of a very one-sided affair. I think this is where you and I have to fill a little bit. You want to regale us with old stories of your childhood in New Paltz, New York?
I don't think anyone wants to hear that, but this is a perfect time for us to start listing MVP candidates, right? The best teams we've seen so far this year, the best games that we've called thus far, how we anticipate the season unfolding. We can go in so many different directions. Because the game certainly not taking us there.
Oh, I hear the remotes clicking off right now. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, first and 10. Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. Throwing left side, it's complete. 15 yards through the air and a first down. They have the nice cushion. They just want to pour it on right now, still throwing the football.
And I know my background says, why do you need to do this? Just go ahead and run out the clock and get a win. But as many people have pointed out to me, it's a video game, man. Go ahead and put the numbers up. Sportsmanship, not an issue.
Exercise those fingers. He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be second and a couple.
Okay, he's not going to get the first down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get this one back to the 5-yard line, but no further than that. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. The Bears on third down, 5 out of 9 thus far. This time they face a 3rd and 2. They'll set up the throw. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you'd better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the fourth.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And the Vikings now heading on to the field. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Throwing on first down. Patterson finds, and a big loss here as he's taken down.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. Looking to throw. Patterson. Go. And my goodness, another interception. He's picked off just shy of midfield. And the return will be stopped at the 34-yard line. Just a little bit of a rough stretch. 6 interceptions now in these last 2 weeks combined.
I know the easy thing is to go back to mechanics, footwork, things of that nature. I'm also wondering, is he getting fooled by what he's seeing on defense? Has the scouting report changed? Are they showing him things different than what he expected? For the second week in a row, he's throwing it to the guys in the wrong color shirts.
Yeah, he better figure, whatever the reason is, he better figure it out. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack.
Oh, my goodness. Was that a defensive back that got to him with the pressure?
Oh, look at the former defensive back. You're all smiles up here.
I hope everybody can hear my smile on that play.
Now, following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. He'll look to throw. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down. The Bears on 3rd down. They've hit on half of them, 5 for 10. This is 3rd and 14. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll take this one down to the 36. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it'll be 4th down.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces him to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. This is what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal. In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
Now a 10th carry for Hill. And a short gain here across the 10 to the 12. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
Off the play fake. Patterson. Looking deep downfield. And he's unable to grab it. Thought he might have had position, couldn't hold on, 3rd down.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And, look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually that becomes man on man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
Back to throw. Patterson. He's got a man. That's Marshall. And he'll be brought down, it looks like, right at the 15. Time for a break. Back to finish it off on EA Sports after this. Here's Matt Wild now, standing just about on his own goal line. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. The Bears offense now getting ready to take over. They have the big cushion here in the final stages of this one. I don't know if there's any better feeling than being up big on the road.
There really can't be, because for a team to go on the road and win in the NFL, that's huge to begin with. But just think about all the preparation that went into it. When they first started talking about this game, leading up to it during the week, going on the road, unfamiliar city, obviously, unfamiliar hotel. No one's going to be with you once you get to the stadium. They're all going to be against you. You name it. All those things they had to deal with, they were able to conquer them and do it convincingly.
Yeah, they did it very convincingly, and now the final moments of this one.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
That one looks like he'll throw here. Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Pope, and he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up third down.
Yeah, baby, yeah.
The Bears on third down. They've converted 5 times in their many chances thus far. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. It's a gain of 4 there, and it gives him a new set of downs. Now back to throw.
I've got an idea. Let's skip racing to the airport at the end of this game. Let's go to the post-game press conference. I have a feeling that the quarterback of this winning team is going to be given a whole lot of credit to the running game and the offensive line.
Yeah, I was just going to say the offensive line. Yes, carrying the ball has been key, but those guys up front, they've made a lot of space.
All right, now, lucky 56.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. 8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the 4th as it was way back in the 1st, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
Escaping, and a big loss here as he's taken down. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. Now this one from about 2 counties over after the sack. They come up on a 2nd and very long. Back to throw here. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off near the 44. And his guys are going to take over at their own 48-yard line. Wow, between last week and this week, that's now 8 interceptions. 5 a week ago, now 3 here.
Well, he is so lucky that one of the defense coordinators I played for, a man named Ken Donahue, is not there right now. Because he saw that happen during his coaching career, and he grabbed the quarterback in the midst of a streak like this and said, tell you what, son, why don't you throw it to the defensive guys, and let's see if our receivers can intercept it.
He's got to figure something out because the current formula is not working. So now with 6 seconds remaining, we get a timeout on the field. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on 1st down.
Gun, gun! Gun, gun!
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And this will be incomplete. 1 second left to go. We have not seen a whole lot of wide open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down.
Gun, gun! Gun, gun!
One final shot. They'll look to throw. And this is going to be caught. So it affects the final score, not the outcome, but it is a late touchdown here on the game's final play. Doesn't affect the outcome, but, hey, nice job there to put it in the end zone for the final play.
Could it affect other things? Sometimes these types of scores are ones that we don't consider big at the time. Then later on we find out maybe that was a tiebreaker.
Yeah.
Or, of course, in the fantasy football world, these points mean.
And now here's another interception. Able to get there and pick it. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.